אתה רוצה אותם בתוך הטקסט? מוקלטות?
I would like to ask you to repeat. אתה תגיד לי מתי אתה רץ?
רגע, חבר'ה. ישראל, אני רץ? וואי, זה אור יפה. אתה רץ. זה אור יפה.
Okay, now. רץ?
בבקשה.
כן, כן.
Mr. Son, how is Israel viewed today within the black community of South Africa following Israel's change of policy toward that country?
Israel is not viewed in a very positive light, and mainly because of the fact that the change of policy of Israel hasn't been marketed well, it's not known well. And then there are also reasons which fundamentally militate against the image of Israel, in particularly the black community in South Africa. The reasons are, first of all, the fact that the Jewish community in South Africa is by and large, not by and large, entirely part of the white community. And although it is historically and in the present a fact that the Jewish community or representative of the Jewish community have been in the forefront of the struggle against apartheid and has been the very important protagonists of the struggle, they still find themselves in the position that they're in the white community. And therefore the black community in South Africa is inclined to see the Jewish community also in Israel as a white community. Secondly, one must remember that there is a very strong Muslim Islamic community in South Africa which have emotional negative responses against the state of Israel. And then also thirdly, there is great sympathy among blacks for the underdog in the Israeli situation, which are perceived as being the Arabs. Now, my coming here to Israel was basically motivated by the fact that I wanted to see two things. I wanted to see in the first place, I wanted to see the Museum Shoah, where in fact you saw the excesses of racism. And then secondly, I wanted to see to what extent Israel is a non-racial democracy, because I believe that we have to understand and see non-racial democracies operating, because in the post-apartheid South Africa we will have to build in the tenets and the foundations of non-racialism in our society. And I must say that in Israel I saw a non-racial society with problems, but fundamentally a non-racial democracy in operation.
Second question. Is the black community aware of the debates that took place within the Israeli political system and public opinion prior to the change in the government's policy towards South Africa?
The black community is not aware of the full extent of the debate, and largely that must be ascribed to two factors. The one is that the media in South Africa are either ambivalent about what is happening in Israel, or they are severely curtailed, and the electronic media in the hands of the government. So in effect what happened is that the change of policy was represented over particularly the electronic media in South Africa as a cost-benefit analysis that the Israeli government took in terms of the pressures that America was bringing to bear on the Israeli state, and that they took it in order to offset the American pressure on Israel. And to a large extent that is an unfortunate point of view, but that is how it is generally perceived.
Last question. What is your opinion concerning that part of the Israeli cabinet's September 16 decision which establishes a fund for social advancement in South Africa?
Yes, I am very, very concerned that the action or the new direction that the Israeli government has taken should not only be an action against the government, but that it should also be seen to be positively identifying and assisting the non-racial struggle in South Africa. And to the extent that Article 9 of the new policy makes provision for the establishment of a foundation and a fund to assist not only the struggle in South Africa to establish a non-racial democracy, but also to help in the development of people who will run the post-apartheid South Africa. To that extent, I think that possibly Article 9 of the Foreign Affairs Policy Statement is the most important one, and is one of the most important ones, and I want to encourage that as much as possible. Because we need in South Africa to learn from Israel how to establish a non-racial democracy in our society.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
יש לי בקשה אליכם, תחזרו לשם ותבואו בהשוואה.
דבר סהלה בדעת ישראל. זהו סהלה. والله مدام الحمص خطت الشوشة فيه تعال نجيب لك الدور بدك تلعب العالم في العالم ما شفت تقول لي بخسر
الله تنفعوني شريك
لا لا وبدأ الكرسين
طب ربك عيبوني لما إلى نزيل شيء
تعال جايون تعال
כן, רק תכירנו שנייה, בוא נמשיך.
السلام عليكم. تفضل لنا مسج. Names in the case. The manger was taken to Rome, so it's still there since the 12th century in the church of Santa Maria Maggiore. And on the left side is the altar of the three kings, where they gave to Christ the Lord the three presents, being gold, frankincense, and the myrrh. And when the Pope came here in 1964, he said the Mass on that altar. It's called the altar of the Magi. You can go down and visit the manger and the altar, otherwise you too. Mind your hands.
אל תעיר אותי. יש... אני רואה את העמוד פה. איך שם? אוקיי. מה הוא עושה לי עכשיו? זה מספיק אור.
לעלות למעלה?
כן.
Applied for tickets on December 15th, and those who applied first got the tickets. So we had 1,100 tourists inside with tickets and 19,000 tourists outside without tickets. That was in the neighbor square. The Israel government, the Jewish people, they placed their television set.
What do we have here?
It's a well water. They use the water for clothing.
Is it still there?
Still in use, yes. They collect water from the rain. on the roof. Close. It's closed.
Oh, you lock it.
Yes. This is very, very well preserved.
Very well.
Very well preserved. Very beautiful. 12th century.
12th century.
I understand you're from South Africa.
Yeah.
Your old Prime Minister, Mr. Foster, I saw him around the